Hey, Jesse Collins of Collins Properties here, and today is Friday, August 25th, and I wanted to share with you a quick market update because, with interest rates hovering above 7% for months now, I'm sure everyone's worried about what's happening with the market. So I'm going to dive into some numbers here to show you exactly what's going on with the market here in Santa Cruz, so stay tuned. Now, the first data I want to look at is sales volume. As you can see, comparing this year, 2023, to last year in 22, you can see the average sales volume month by month is down quite a bit. Now, that's to be expected as interest rates move higher. A lot of homeowners want to stay in their homes because if they go to sell, they're looking at buying a new property at 7% or more. So a great incentive to stay in their homes. And as buyers' purchasing power is limited by higher rates, that slows down the amount of homes that go into contract. So we're looking at a market that is constrained on both the buying and the selling side. That accounts for the difference. But if you pull out and you look at the 5-year comparison, kind of at a 10,000 foot level, you can see we're on par to beat what we did in 2018 and 2019, which were rather robust years for real estate. So as far as sales volume, we're still tracking very well. Granted, it's not what we saw the past 3 years, but I consider those the pandemic boom years, and I don't think we're going to match that in a long time. That was kind of the perfect storm of circumstances that really made real estate here boom, and not necessarily in a healthy way. I think prices spiked up really high and affordability dropped. So right now we're tracking back on normal sales volume levels, which is a good thing. Now, the next stat I want to look at is average sales prices over time. Now, you can see in 2022, we peaked out in March with an average sale price of 1.466. Now, I think we would have exceeded that last year if interest rates hadn't spiked in July. But as interest rates go up, people's buying power goes down, and that has a limiting effect on average sales prices. But as you can see this year, average sale prices have remained relatively stable and they peaked out at 1.4. That's still a good level. And you can see month by month, we don't see a massive drop. In fact, we see annual seasonality coming back into the market, which is what we want to see. You can see sales prices peak in the spring and early summer, and then as August comes around, they start to drop back down. As kids go back to school, as people get ready for the winter and the holiday seasons, they're less likely to move. So that annual seasonality is returning, and that is a good sign. But overall, you can see that our prices have stayed relatively stable. And you know what? We don't really want prices to exceed what they did last year. That wasn't healthy. We saw circumstances come together like high buyer demand, low interest rates, and limited supply that really created this unhealthy price spike that we saw during the pandemic boom years. And we're kind of getting away from that. And that's a good thing because we really want a level of affordability in this market. We don't really want a market where prices cut out a large part of the buyer pool. And it's good to see seasonality coming back into our prices. The next stat I want to look at is sales volume by price range. And you can see the most popular price range is that 800 to a million point. And we've seen that in 2022. And we've seen it this year. And I think that's because a lot of the entry-level 3-bedroom homes that people are buying in the Felton areas, San Lorenzo Valley, and even fixers in the Santa Cruz area, they fall into that range. The next most popular price point is at 600 to 800 range. That is because that's where a lot of the entry-level buyers fall. They can buy condos, townhomes, the 1 and 2 bedroom houses, and some of the 3-bedroom properties that are quite far away, Watsonville, Boulder Creek. So that price range is kind of your entry level. And then your third most popular price point is that 1.2 to 1.4 range. That is because a lot of buyers that are coming into Santa Cruz proper that want homes in Santa Cruz, west side, east side, and closer in. So that's kind of your main price point for the 3-bedroom homes that are closer into town. So those are your 3 most popular price points. So if your homes are priced properly and they fall into that range, you can almost guarantee a sale, even right now with the interest rates where they are. So Pricing is important, and pricing by category of where your home falls is very important, but if you do it right, you can get a quick sale. This next statistic we're looking at is months of inventory, and you can see that we are still pretty much all year, we've been under 3 months of inventory. That puts us firmly in the seller's market area. Even with higher price points, we are constrained by inventory, and really a lot of experts are saying that the number one constraint on the market right now is inventory, not necessarily interest rates. If we had more inventory, we would see more sales, even despite these higher interest rates. But interest rates are a secondary effect on inventory because those higher interest rates are incentivizing sellers to stay in their homes. Here we are looking at sales by area. You can see the west side has the majority of sales, but if you combine Rio Del Mar and Seascape with Aptos, which typically are kind of considered all Aptos, you can see Aptos dominates the market, followed by the east side, Live Oak, and then SoCal, which is actually surprising to see SoCal with so much volume. So there you see the sales by area, but one commonality we are seeing here is that areas that have access to the beach within reasonable distance are seeing the majority of volume in sales. The last metric I want to look at is the sale to list price ratio. We started out the year at sub 100%. We saw in January people were getting 97% of their sales price. That means there was a lot of price reductions in the market. If you put a home on the market for $1 million on average, you would be getting $970 in return. You can see as time progressed, that started to increase and legged up in March to 101% of the list price, and you can see it legged up again in June to 102% of the sales price, and now it's coming back down in August. That's reflecting normal seasonality, nothing to be scared about. You know, in summary, I would like to say if there is one word that describes the market here in Santa Cruz County, it is resilient, because despite higher interest rates, we are still seeing pretty normal levels of sales volume. We are seeing sales prices that are staying pretty flat, they're not falling, and overall the market here in Santa Cruz is really healthy, even considering higher interest rates than we've seen in 20 years. So that's your market summary. My name is Jesse Collins. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions about the market, and until next time, stay awesome.